Sports Radio 95.5 The Game.
329 Bald-Faced Truth, John Canzano, Oregonian sports columnist, in studio here at 95.5 The Game. Hip-hop is dead. It's all about sports talk right here on 95.5 now. Now joining us, outspoken, talented, former Oregon State linebacker Richard Seigler, now with the Toronto Argonauts. Richard, how you doing?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Tell me about Toronto. You moved there. You love it?
Man, that's a great city. I'm actually relocated. I'm out here living now. I'm trying to get my permanent residence out here and what they call landed. So I'm trying to be like a permanent resident.
You want to be Canadian?
Well, it's not that I want to be Canadian. It's, the economy is great out here. Just things are looking real good for me out here.
How different are Canadian people than, Corvallis or Las Vegas where you grew up?
You'll be real surprised to know how Americanized Canadians are. Everything is pretty much based off America.
When you came on the show, you talked to my intern who booked you, and you thanked him for the opportunity to come on the show and clear your name. I know that in May of 2007, you were under investigation for connection to a prostitution ring. Charges were dropped in March of 2008. Do you feel like your name's cleared?
My name probably will never be cleared because I always have that bad image that was painted. It wasn't accurate, and the whole time I was claiming my innocence. That I was innocent, and it was proven. All charges were dropped, and the police that tried to pursue that ridiculous case against me, I believe they've been reprimanded too for wasting taxpayers' money and time.
Richard Seigler joining us. You were with the Steelers. You were on the practice squad. You got released there when that happened. How do you get mixed up in something like that when you're innocent?
First of all, I wasn't on the practice squad when. The Steelers kind of did that, I think, to kind of, try to keep their name clear and all that. But when they're saying I was got released and I was on the practice squad, this, that, and the other, it was to kind of try to keep it down. I was out there. I was doing very well for myself, and it seemed like I had a really bright future until that unfortunate situation happened.
And go ahead.
And it's kind of easy, to get mixed up in Las Vegas with the wrong people. I had no involvement with it. Nor did I even know that girl well enough to even be considered for something like that. I'm a good character guy. I graduated Oregon State with my degree. I had a concrete pressure cleaning business that was doing very well, and it was just a bad situation. Last year was really rough, and I'm very grateful to be back out here playing football again in Toronto. I'm glad the Argonauts gave me that opportunity again.
It didn't make sense to me that an NFL player earning $450,000 a year would be working on the side as a pimp. And that's kind of where I raised an eyebrow and said, is this just a woman who was jilted, a former girlfriend? How did that all get settled?
What do you mean, how did it all get settled?
I mean, did you have any conversation with the woman who sort of raised these allegations?
No, it was more of a friend who she was trying to work on clearing her name, and the police kind of seen me as a big fish that they wanted to try to harass. And they just took off with it and ran with it. They never had any kind of evidence against me. And like I said, I'm happy to see that I believe those police got reprimanded, and I was happy to see that.
Now, you're at Oregon State from 2000 to 2003. How painful was the Civil War for you?
Man, it was very difficult to watch, especially since I had to do a lot of digging and investigating just to find a station that's playing it out here in Canada. And then, we got a couple former Ducks that played with the Argonauts as well, a guy, Michael Fletcher and Kenny Wheaton. So I made some bets, lost some money. And it was just a bad day for all Beaver fans.
All right, so you and Kenny Wheaton had a bet on the Civil War. Who suggested the bet, and how big were the stakes?
The stakes, it's an everyday thing. Every time we see each other, we can't never be that close of friends. We see each other, we play against each other, we have respect for one another. But me, him, and Fletcher, we have to keep our distance, and we jabber back and forth throughout the whole year. So, it's a game that all Beaver and Duck fans anticipate every year, and then you got bragging rights. And we lost those bragging rights this year, but we're gonna be able to get it back. We need to just hold our head high, and we're gonna next year hit that athletic director in the mouth, that offensive coordinator that thinks he's all world now, and we're gonna get back at Mike Bellotti. So we're gonna be okay.
Richard Seigler joining us, former Beaver linebacker. We miss you, man, because this week in the Civil War, nobody was talking. And you could always count on Richard Seigler to say something.
Well, I'm sure Coach Mike Riley had the guys real focused, and he didn't want to have any kind of extra distractions or give them any extra motivation. we had the high hopes to go into the Rose Bowl. But besides the Rose Bowl, everybody knows how important that Civil War game is. And it just happened to not work out for us this year.
Richard, let me play something for you. Here's Pat Kilkenny, the athletic director at Oregon. Here's what he had to say on our station on Tuesday night.
That was one of the happiest days of my life, Saturday night. And maybe I'm just that shallow. It was a great night to be a Duck. And, I don't know about you guys. I was so sick and tired of hearing about the Beavers. And, the Beavers are disadvantaged and we have all this stuff. And that's nonsense. Football's a game of toughness. It isn't about what color your uniform is. We went out in the field and kicked their ass.
What do you think about that?
He's feeling real good. He's definitely feeling this stuff out there. And he has a right to. I can't take anything away from those Ducks. Man, they came out there and executed a great game plan, and their players just outplayed us that day. That's basically what all it came down to. But like I said, they had bragging rights this year. We got to kind of bite our lips and just take it.
Richard Seigler, now with the Toronto Argonauts. Give me, you were drafted by the Niners. You ended up in Pittsburgh. Your NFL experience, I mean, if you were talking to an outgoing college player at Oregon or Oregon State, what advice would you have for them with the NFL?
The NFL is it's a tricky business, man. I'm actually trying to get back in as a result of being out here in Toronto. So I'm trying to show them that, I'm a good character guy. Never been in trouble ever before. I was back actively involved in the community and good with kids. But as far as giving a player coming out of college, just be ready to work. It's a full-time job. Ain't no more games. It's how you're gonna make your living. It's how you're gonna eat. So don't jeopardize that in any kind of way. And watch the kind of people that you surround yourself with.